Let me scroll all the way. Oh, it's all the way down. It's scrolled all the way down for some reason. Wow. Wow. Holy shit, dude. That's fucking insane. So my video is the top post on the front page with over 4,500 likes and 8 golds. Oh my god. That's insane. Okay, so I will, I'll have to look at that in a bit. And, I'll look at the comments on there and see what people say. Yeah. A lot of the points, what is it? A lot of the points here, I'm trying to read it. Sorry, it's just like, I don't know how chat is always going so fucking fast. Okay, we're good. A lot of points in the video. Yeah, a lot of people did agree with them. Tally didn't like the video. Well, I'll have to see what he says too. And, see what Tally said about you. I will. I can look at what he said. Right now, I'm just going to do a few things before I get into that. Bottom of the comments telling you to unsub. Well, that's the thing, right? There's like a lot of people will say that, right? It's like, oh, if you don't like the game, just unsub, right? The thing is, like, there's got to be a middle ground. I mean, to me, that's my perspective, right? Is that there's something in between unsubbing and liking everything the game does. And I understand that some people, you know, they might really, like, if you don't spend a lot of time listening to what I'm saying, it might not really make sense, because you can look at like one snippet of it and kind of draw an opinion from that. But if I think if people listen to like basically my entire philosophy about it, which is kind of unrealistic, I can't really expect people to do that, but if they did, hypothetically, I feel like a lot of them would understand and see where I'm coming from. So I don't really worry too much about that at all. It's like saying not to vote. Well, no, I mean, that's the way that I look at it. But I mean, there's no drama or anything like that. So I don't want you guys saying negative things about him. And I'll read his comment in a little bit, and we'll see what he says. Watch the new Asmongold video. Yeah, that's a good idea, man. Free content, homie. Imagine liking something but not agreeing with everything it inherits. Well, exactly, right? And so, like, having conversations like that, they're more difficult to have because, you know, things like that, they're not really as easily translatable to, like, a large audience because people don't really like to think in nuance. They like to think in black and white. So if I say everything about BFA sucks, there's going to be people that are like, yeah! And then there are people like, no! But if I see, like, well, there are some things, like, that BFA has that are good and some things that are not, people are like, what? Huh? What do you... It's either good or bad. What do you mean it's something? It's either good or bad. You know, I mean, like, that's the truth. Like, I've done YouTube videos for a long time, and, like, injecting any sort of nuance into a conversation is usually, you know, pearls before swine. It doesn't really work too well. But the fact is that that is the reality, though, regardless of if I like doing it or not. So that's kind of how I feel. Are we gonna watch it? I'll watch it now. I don't know, like, if people really want me to watch my own video, I guess I could. Man, I feel like that's... I don't know, man. Like, why do people want me to do it? I already know what they're gonna say. I don't know, dude. No, less views. I think more people... I don't really care about YouTube views, honestly. It doesn't really matter to me. I have no idea. React to it? Don't do it. Do it. Asmon reacts to Asmon? Yeah, dude, that's a meta, dude. Can you read the Reddit comments, please? Yeah, I will. Let me finish this up. I want to do, like, 1 or 2 things after this, and then I will read the Reddit comments and see what people have said about me, because obviously there's been a lot of feedback that I've gotten, and I'm glad to get that, by the way. If people say that I'm wrong, I actually don't mind that. It doesn't bother me at all, because it gives me something to respond to. To me, like, it's like usually I don't really respond to a lot of like positive feedback because I'm just like, yeah, okay, we're on the same page. Good, exactly. Yeah, this guy's not dumb. But if somebody's like, yeah, but what about this other thing that doesn't make any sense? And I'm like, okay, I gotta talk about this guy. That's good. That's real good. There we go, boys. That's how it's done. I agree with everything streamers say. Well, there are different streamers that say different things, so I don't really think it's that simple. But the point that you're making, yeah, sure, obviously some people are sheep. Yeah, of course. But I think most people, like, they will agree, or they'll watch people that they generally agree with. I don't think anybody agrees with everything that I say or everything that I think, but there's a lot of overlaps, and I think that's why they generally agree with me, right? You're not going to agree with anybody about everything, and that's just life. It's the way it goes, and I think that's kind of good, right? I mean, being able to come to common ground, even though you have differences in opinion, is what really makes the society work, right? Imagine if you had to agree with everybody else in order to interact with them. Everybody would be sitting at their computers just complaining about each other. Not good. Not good at all. Let's go down over here. Those WoW forums folks sure don't like you, even though they agree with your video. Yeah, they don't like me because there's a lot of reasons why they don't like me. And to be honest, I don't really care. Like, I mean, if somebody doesn't like, all right, somebody doesn't like me on the internet, now what? Now what? Like, nothing happens. It doesn't matter. I don't even care. Like, I mean, I do, to an extent, I care, right? If, like, a lot of people don't like what I'm saying, I'll be like, okay, well, why? Right? But the idea that, like, this is a problem to me and, you know, I have to, like, seek these people's approval is completely wrong. I don't really care what they think. I don't care what they say. It doesn't matter. You know, that's the truth. At least that's what I think. I love your video. Do more serious videos. Made a lot of good points. I feel like the video, because I did that video, by the way, like, basically with no notes. Like, I just sat there, one cut, fucking pumped that shit out right there. And it took me a couple of tries because there was a few times I had done one and I just didn't really do it that well. Yeah, one cut. I had, like, a few things written down, right? I had, like, examples of Blizzard being inconsistent or something like that, just because I wanted to make sure, you know, that I talked about that. But for the most part, like, I do all my videos one take, no edits, no notes, nothing, man. I just put that shit out there and I'm like, that's it. Quitting the game shouldn't be the solution, you're right. Well, exactly. I mean, like, that was the solution with WoD, and I don't think the expansion got any better because of that. They did make Legion afterwards, but I don't really think they made Legion as a response to people quitting the game, more or less a response to negative feedback. So it's very hard really to be able to, like, draw a line between constructive feedback and then just, like, you know, throwing your arms up in the air and saying, fuck it, it's never gonna happen. So I don't really know what the solution is. I'm not saying that I know what every solution is, but I certainly know what some of the fucking problems are. And I also think that I have some ideas for solutions that could work. Like, for an example, guys, I'll give you an example. So the example that I can use is Pathfinder. The way that I wanted them to do Pathfinder is exactly the way that they did Pathfinder that I talked about in my videos multiple times. So the idea that, like, I mean, it's like, was I wrong about that? Apparently not. Like, because they did the exact same thing. I wasn't the only person saying it, but there's a lot of other people saying it too. And I think that everybody together, you know, made it happen. Video was great. Well, thank you, man. Snowfox first reply to the thread. Well, I mean, doesn't that guy have like 80,000 posts on the WoW forums, man? He's got to keep his quota up. You think about the numbers on that, you divide it by like however many days that WoW has been out, the forums have been out. I mean, this dude probably posts on there more than I stream, which, I mean, let's be honest, it's not hard to do. But at the same time, I mean, he posts on there a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. I gotta do this again on Heroic to get these two fucking items. I gotta get this, the bow and the staff. Hopefully I'll get at least one of them, man. I was about to resubscribe to WoW after a few years, but your video changed my mind. Thanks. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. You know, I would say that, like, WoW is fun in a lot of ways, but one of the weirdest things about WoW nowadays is I actually have more fun doing content that's not in BFA than BFA content. I would like to do more arenas. I added another guy that I'm going to do arenas with, and I did some RBGs last night. We're about 2,800. So you guys might actually see some RBG content sometime in the future whenever I get up to, like, you know, 2,600 or so, and just get up there and start farming shit out. Arena I do enjoy. I think Arena's in a pretty good spot right now, but for the most part there's a lot of other things that are really kind of weak, and they need to fix all that stuff first. It's my opinion. Have you ever watched Steve Crowder? Oh yeah, I've watched Steven Crowder. I feel like sometimes he panders, but I like the idea of, like, him, like, setting up the table and, like, talking with people. I like that idea, the discourse idea, even if I don't disagree with what he's saying. But yeah, sure, I like him. Sure. It was too funny whenever you banged 1,000 gold in the video. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so I was doing island expeditions with my guild, and I ran out of money to repair because I spent all the money on this mount. So I had to in the middle of a gigantic pull. I was like, yo, can you trade me like a 1K? I need to repair, guys. And like all my gear was red. It was actually really funny. Warcraft themed D&D campaign stream instead of playing this rush. D&D, I feel like D&D is really boring. Like I played D&D a few times, but every single time that I have, I've always gotten kind of like not really bored, but it hasn't really been like super compelling for me. Come on, let's go. Okay, here we go. We'll kill this guy real quick. 3 more wins for Gladiator mount? Yeah, dude. I actually need to queue those wins. I don't know whenever SSDS is on. I told him that we do it on stream. And let me see, is he on now? Oh, he is actually. Yeah, if he is Born Good on though. No, he's not. So we'll have to see. I mean, maybe we can't actually play today. We'll see what happens. I'd like to get it with like the crew that I've gotten it with the whole time though, because I feel like that'd be like just the best way to do it. I think we'll probably lose a few games at the beginning because like our MMR was like where we were at before Shamans got nerfed, but we also went into a losing streak last time we played. So I think we went all the way down to like 2,700 MMR, 2,800 MMR. So we'll probably have to lose a few games to get back into the rhythm of things now, since they got nerfed. Do RBGs with Trainwrecks? Yeah, dude. Actually, I used to do that all the time.